Hello and welcome to the first ever lockdown episode with me, Andrew Lewis. Today I have a very special guest for the first ever episode. He's an E-Rock world champion, he's the world's fastest gamer, he's a GT3 driver for Rocket Motorsport, 24-hour Le Mans eSport winner, and now an F1 eSports driver for Alfa Romeo. I have James Baldwin with me. How are you today, mate?
Hiya, Andrew. How you doing, mate? I'm good. Thank you for naming all the accolades there. Sounds pretty good when you say it.
I'm just boosting your ego.
Yeah. No, man, I'm all good. Just isolating like everyone else and, yeah.
Staying safe, yeah. Staying indoors.
Pretty much.
It's all we're allowed to do. But I assume this sort of period gives you more time to like practice on your racing and make yourself even faster, I assume.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been good for the whole industry, really, this isolation period, because it's just allowed us to kind of showcase what, esports and sim racing is all about. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of being indoors all day, but you're right, with little else to do, it's been good to practice and get my fitness up, all those kind of things. Yeah. Yeah,
so, but since obviously you got you were supposed to start the GT3 series this year. So you still have to keep in shape for that, obviously, yeah?
Yes, so I think if it was a normal year, we'd be in round 2 now. So we're well into the season. Already, yeah, so I need to be ready because this could all be lifted off, the pandemic could be lifted off with, in no time. So I need to be, ready to go. So fitness-wise, I'm keeping fit. I'm not just slacking off because we're in a pandemic. I'm just staying in shape.
I mean, it's what you have to do, really, because, I mean, if they do just say, you're right, we're going racing next week, and you've got to be ready, haven't you?
Exactly. Everyone else is going to be doing the same, so.
Yeah. You've done some testing, haven't you? So you've already driven the car, so you know how that feels and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I've had a test, did 21 laps, so I got a taster, but it's left me wanting more, so hopefully it's not too long till we get going.
I can imagine. Yeah. So let's go back into the start of like your career. So you did karting whilst growing up, yeah?
Yep.
And how long did you do that for then? What age did you start?
I did karting. I started at the age of 8, so that was in 2006, and I did it all the way till 2014. I didn't do it at the top level, not World Championship karting or anything, but I did a lot of national stuff, and then into corporate karting in the end because it's cheaper. So And over those 8 years, I won what I like to think is 5 titles. So, yeah, it was a good time. I learned a lot, and I think a lot of what I learned I took into esports.
I would have loved it in karting when I was younger.
Sick, man.
I always used to go, but I just didn't have the money. Man, I would have loved it. I persuaded my parents, buy me a go-kart, but they would never.
Yeah, I mean, we just about were able to do it, but most people don't get the chance, so I'm very lucky.
It's an expensive sport.
It is. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, Lewis Hamilton. I mean, his dad had to work 4 or 5 jobs to get in, just to keep him going. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at World Championship karting now, some of the guys are spending near on $100,000 for the year. It's like,
I know, it's crazy.
It's impossible.
I mean, Lewis Hamilton said, I don't know when it was, but I think it might have been last year when he was trying to he's trying to do a campaign to get younger people into driving, because obviously now, if you've got more money, paid drivers, you're more likely to get into the sport now, and how it's even more expensive than what it used to be now, because it's just more paid drivers are coming in instead of pure talent, which is a bit of annoying, to be fair.
Yeah, it's what it is though, isn't it?
It's like what happened to, was it Esteban Ocon in 2018 when they kept Perez over him because obviously he got that money advantage from millionaire Mexican sponsorship he's got or something, I don't know.
Yeah. That was on Drive to Survive, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I didn't even know that until I watched it. The whole...
It is a shame, but it is the nature of how motorsport works,
Yeah, I know. So you did the E-Rock Championship last year, the beginning of last year, was it?
Yes, 2019, yeah.
So what is that for people who are watching and just don't know what E-Rock is?
So the Race of Champions is a tournament which gets the best racing drivers from all categories across the world into one tournament, and it's in a stadium. It's a small track using a variety of different cars, and they decided to get into esports and host an esports championship. It was the second year of it, so Enzo Benito won the first year and I won the second year. It's a similar kind of thing where there's a tournament style kind of group stage and semi-final, and then the 4 finalists are sent out to the actual location of where the Race of Champions is, which was in Mexico. And in Mexico there's like a series of tasks and races, and the winner comes out on top. So yeah, and then the winner gets to race in the real life Race of Champions with the other drivers. So, you know, Vettel was doing it, Coulthard, Priaulx, loads of them. Sick.
That must be like a great experience to drive against like all these like champions, like Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Oh mate, it's when I was so nervous, right? Because I got in the car and I went to pull away in the buggy, and I remember stalling. And I looked up and he was just watching me. I was like, oh no.
Got Sebastian Vettel watching you and you stole it. Oh no.
That's
not the thing. So yeah, you won that, and you won it. You beat Brendan Lee, who's an F1 esports like world champion. Was he 2-time world champion?
Yeah.
That must be pretty good to beat someone who's quite certified in the esports industry.
Yeah, I mean, at the time he was just coming off the back of his second title, so he was the man to beat. So, and not many people knew who I was. I was quite new into the scene, so it definitely gave me a platform to grow.
I was watching an interview the other day, and I saw that you only recently got into esports, and it's not something you've done like your whole life. You've only been doing it, what, 3 years, is it?
Yeah, 2017 is when I guess kind of got into it. But so less than 3 years, but I mean, when you're doing it flat out, that's quite a long time and enough time to make a difference.
That's great. Look at that. I got a sim. Well, not a sim. I mean, it's the really crappy like steering wheel that's elastic. You know, the elastic band ones, not force feedback or anything.
Oh yeah.
Was it Thrustmaster Spider, whatever it's called? It's like terrible. It's like £100, and I got that for like Christmas a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, it's going every day pretty much, and I'm still nowhere near. Like, you guys are doing like 2-3 seconds just quicker. Like you must be like picking up so quickly. Like, surely does the karting help to pick it up things that quickly and get on to speed?
It helps me, but there's people who haven't done. Like Brendan Lee never did karting, and he's rapid. So it's each to their own, and there's so much to it. There's not just pick up a wheel and drive. There's settings. Are they right? Is the setup right? You know, are you? You know, there's so much to it.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you did World's Fastest Gamer last year and won it. So you're on a good winning streak at the moment. And so what is that for? Like I said, for people who don't know what World's Fastest Gamer is, like what did it entail and what sort of stuff did you have to do?
World's Fastest Gamer is basically similar to E-Rock. It brings the best of esports together. So 8 were invited, 8 racers, and then 2 earned their place. And the 10 finalists were sent over to America for a 2-week kind of training camp with loads of tasks and stuff. And again, the winner comes out on top. But this time, instead of it being a race at the end, it was like a judge's decision. So Montoya, Barrichello, Rudy Van Puren, Jan Mardenborough, they were all the guys judging, and they deemed me the winner in the end. So it was 2 weeks I'll never forget. Literally, it was unbelievable, and they're making a TV show on it that's coming out very soon. Wow. So, and you'll see, it was unbelievable. I could sit here and talk for an hour how good it was. It won't portray how good it was. And to be crowned the winner was amazing.
I mean, getting judged by like F1 legends like Barrichello and Montoya, that must be pretty cool. And then them deeming you good, like that must be a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, Montoya was talking to me about, you know, obviously I wasn't perfect, so he was giving me a few tips, but then he was saying, just keep your confidence and keep the way you are. It's perfect, you know. And to get those kind of words from someone like him, who, for me in particular, I've always looked up to him as like the F1 hero. So I started watching in 2001, and that's when he was on the scene. So, surreal, mental.
That's that. So with the whole World's Fastest Gamer, did that lead into GT3? Because obviously it's on the sponsorship of the car.
Yeah, so World's Fastest Gamer, the prize was like $1 million drive. And it was either in GT4 or GT3. They didn't decide until I think it was February this year. And then when the drive was opened up and Jenson Button got involved with that team, etc., then I don't know, the stars aligned and they just got me a seat in GT3 in the McLaren. So mad.
And it's for Jenson Button as well, like for his teams. That must be another cool feeling as well. It's just me like mingling with all these like F1 legends.
Yeah, you know, I mean, last year, as you say, Vettel, Montoya, Barrichello. Now this year, I haven't met him yet, but hopefully going to meet Jenson and hopefully many more.
Starts. Yeah, that's pretty cool. let's talk about a bit about the F1 esports. You did a race last weekend, didn't you? At
Yes.
China just before. How did that go for you?
Not too well. I didn't prepare for it properly, and it backfired on me. Because at that level, it's just really, really insane.
Yeah.
So
you got people like Danny who are like ridiculously fast and stuff.
Yeah. So I came 13th in the end. I mean, they are ridiculously fast, but I mean that's my aim, to be that fast. So I don't want to like big them up too much. I do think I can get there. It's just it's going to take a lot of work.
I think you possibly can. I mean, like I said, we got this time now, so now's a really good time to practice and stuff. But I think you probably get there. I mean, to see how far you've come in a short amount of time as well. Probably give it in like less than a year. Probably you'll already be up there for sure.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully.
That would be good. So we've got a few fan questions here, which we got from you guys. Got a few. We've got one here from Jordan who says, "What's the greatest achievement within racing, old or new?"
I'm gonna say world's fastest gamer. Definitely.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I mean, just for so many reasons, but the title's cool. The way I won it was cool. Like what was involved around the competition was amazing. And it's going to be something I'm going to be able to watch back when the TV series comes out. So I'd say that.
Got another one here from Benjamin who says, "What is it like to have made it into motorsport through playing a game?"
I mean, I don't really know how to answer it. I mean, I was in motorsport before gaming. So it's probably not too weird. Because I've had
you've done quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like you've done Formula 4, is it?
Formula Ford. I did a couple of races in that, but I did so much karting that it's not too weird. I mean, it's weird that it's come from gaming. I never thought, if you asked me that 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you. But that is the world we live in now. So it's weird, but
a link now.
Oh yeah, the lines are well and truly blurred. And people like Darren Cox and the world's fastest gamer franchise, it's all because of that. And GT Academy back in the day, you got to remember this has been going on for a long time. GT Academy, when was that? About 10 years ago. So it's not new. It's just more in the public eye now. Yeah,
it's a bigger thing now. So obviously more people like seeing it more. So they just assume it's new.
Yeah, exactly.
We got another one here from Alfie who says, "How hard was it to adapt to a real car for the first time?"
I mean, that probably would have been at Race of Champions in terms of once I started my gaming career going into a real car. And it was fine. It was really good. I think I know the Sims made me into a better driver. So after you get over that initial, oh my God, I'm going quite fast here, which takes about 2 laps, it's natural. Yeah. It's really fine.
How close are Sims then to like real life cars? Because obviously you can't get to the full feel of it because you don't have the forces and all that, and obviously the feeling of speed. But how close do they resemble to a real life car?
I mean, it depends on the game, the track, the mod you have. But I used the Assetto Corsa in Mexico for the E-Racer Champions, and it was using the KTM Crossbow mod and the track as well, the laser scan track. And then I went into the real car on the same weekend, and it was insane. It was like 90% the same feeling.
Yeah.
So once you get over the speed, it was exactly the same.
If you take away the speed, it's pretty. That's quite shows how far technology has come, I guess. To
but I mean that's not in every case. If you go on some games, they're not near real life, so it really has to be bang on.
The Formula 1 game won't be similar to a Formula 1 car, but.
I mean, I'm not driven a Formula 1 car, but I'm guessing it's not. No.
I mean, some of the drivers when they're doing like the Twitch streams, they keep saying this is like nothing like the real life, but
exactly.
F1's a game though, isn't it? So it's not a sim. So
exactly,
they're not really trying to simulate it, but. Yeah, we've got another one here, last one from George, who says, "Is motorsport a part of your family history? Like, is there anyone else who's done motorsport, or is it just you?"
No links at all. My dad took me on my 8th birthday for a laugh, and we kept on going for years to come, so no links at all.
Wow, so he just took you and it just went from there?
Well, yeah, we lived in High Wycombe, and the kart track was in Aylesbury. He saw it on the internet, and he just thought, I'll take him for a laugh on his 8th birthday. It was an indoor track. Loved it. Yeah. Kept on going back for a year, just casually, and it just one thing led to another.
Wow. But so do you just go like as a normal what anyone else would do? Was it like a club?
Yeah, it was an arrive and drive session. Just like 25 quid, I think it was.
And you just kept going, and it just, wow.
Yeah, cool. We went every Sunday for like the whole of 2006, and then we thought, let's take this to the next step. We went outdoor karting, and then the rest was history, really.
So how does karting work then? So do you buy a kart, and then you go to a karting track and just drive it, and like sign yourself up to clubs, or how does it sort of work?
So we went to an indoor kart track that has karts there already, and we just paid 25 quid to use it for half an hour with other people on track as well. And then when I wanted to do outdoor karting, we had to look at a team, a championship, and then buy a kart. And then we were running with a team. They were doing all the mechanics and stuff. But that's when it gets expensive. So we had to stop that and then go back into corporate karting, which is where, again, you turn up, the karts are there, and you just borrow them for the day. And it's so much cheaper that way. Like stuff like Club 100 and Daytona.
I was going to say, yeah.
That's what I used to do.
So I would like to do Club 100 as well, because it's kind of like it's not like you don't have to pay for the car and stuff, is it? You just pay, what is it, £1,000 or something for like a championship, something like that.
Yeah, I think Daytona back in the day was like 200 quid per round, and there was like 8 rounds. Yeah. So it's not too steep when you think about it.
You kind of get the to see what it will be like to do a sort of championship. Yeah,
exactly. You don't have to do all the rounds. I mean, racing's good. So yeah, I mean, they were probably the karting memories I look back on the most, to be fair.
So let's go a bit into more your personal life real quick. So do you like any other sports, or is it just Formula 1 and racing?
I like football. I like a bit of tennis. I mean, it doesn't really stretch too far from that, really. Do
you support any football teams?
Wycombe Wanderers.
I've actually seen them play.
Have you?
Against Shrewsbury Town.
Did we win?
I can't remember. I think Shrewsbury won.
Who do you support? Shrewsbury?
Well, I support Wolves, but I go to a lot of Shrewsbury games because I live near.
Okay. Right.
So they're kind of like my second team now. So because I can get tickets to them more than Wolves games, because Wolves games just sell out every week, because they're
quite big,
good at the moment.
But the thing is, like, I do like Man United, but I can't say I support them. I've never been to a game, and it was more the fact that when I was at school, if I didn't support them, I would have got bullied. So Wycombe is where my heart lies.
I used to be the same with Chelsea, because when I was younger, I just liked Chelsea, but then I've realised, why do I support them? Because I'm never going to go to a game.
Exactly.
I don't live anywhere near it. Like, I used to live in Spain at the time, so I lived nowhere near Chelsea. And I was like, I'm a Chelsea fan, and I went to the stadium tour. I was the closest I got. But
do you know Tom 97 HD?
Yeah, he's a Chelsea fan, isn't he?
And he lives in Spain as well.
And he lives in Spain, yeah. Right, just a few final questions. What do you think about, obviously, the current situation of F1, and what do you think they should do? So, like, do you think they should just finish it off behind closed doors? Just do it, or wait off until it's actually safe?
I think it depends how late in the year this pandemic kind of lifts, but I think if there was even 10 rounds or 10 races, it'd still be worth doing. And they're gonna have to look at doing stuff like do 2 or 3 races on a race weekend, like GP2 or F2.
True.
Yeah, I think that's all they can do, really.
I mean, as long as because they said they were going to get it by July, hopefully, but because they say this whole pandemic's going to go away in the summer because it doesn't like heat or something, and it's going to come back in the winter, so it's a weird situation to be in, and I don't know what the hell they're going to do. But I think probably closed doors is probably the best option at the moment.
Yeah,
for the fans especially.
I mean, it's so weird. I mean, it's all new to all of us, so I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds, man.
It's just annoying, like, you're sat at home, but you can't even switch on the telly to watch some football or the F1 because there's literally nothing on.
I know, just all these rewinds.
I know. I mean, at least they're actually doing something. At least they're not doing anything. Like, we're getting the F1 rewinds and stuff instead of actually just showing us nothing. So at least they're keeping us entertained in a sort of way. Yeah,
it's a problem it's bad, but it's not as bad as everyone makes out sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said at the beginning, like for you, I guess it kind of works out because you get to practice more on the sim racing, and you get to keep your fitness up as well. So
yeah, there's plenty I can do.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to leave it off there. Thank you very much, James, for being here.
No worries, mate. Pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you very much. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like it, like and share share to everyone, mate. I need all the followers we can get. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Subscribe. See you later.